Welcome to the Accumulation of Mass and Power, episode 6. I got another leg day, and this is a special day because just like every other day, I had a long day of work, but this day I ran out of food, so I went and got some hot dog shop. If you know what hot dog shop is, you're a lucky man. If you don't, I feel bad for you, but I felt terrible after I ate it, so I start work at 6 a.m., I finish around 4, and so I laid in bed until like 7 or 8. I was just tired, and I was like, I gotta go to the gym. I gotta go hit legs. So I kind of mustered up the strength to do it. Didn't feel like it, but I think this is a good example of or at least this is what I do on days where I'm just like, I don't have it today. So today I was just like, all right, I'm gonna start really working my squat again, and box squats. I went to the good old trusty box squat. That's how I got a 4-plate squat the first time. The first time I ever squatted 4 plates, I like legit did not take a full squat in probably a year. I just like box squatted until I could box squat 4 plates, and then I was just like, all right, I'm gonna full squat 4 plates, and I did it, and it worked. I like box squats because they just I feel like I can get way more volume. That change in direction at the bottom, that stretch reflex. I feel like it uses so much energy. I don't think on this day I could have done a 5x5 with 2 plates. I don't think I would have had the energy to. I was very tired, very fatigued, ankles were sore from wearing boots, warm-ups didn't go well, and also you're welcome for cutting down the warm-ups into like 2 seconds. Showing the full warm-ups is boring, but I show them because they're important to do, so that'll suffice from now on. But anyway, the box squats, I was like, all right, I'm going to box squat 2 plates. I'm going to do a 5x5. And I'm just going to try to do them with good technique, which is hard. It's hard because, suffered a pretty bad injury. But, injuries in the past, the future is squatting heavy. I think I have a good build for squatting heavy. And it would be a shame if I wasn't a good squatter. I used to love squatting, so I'm going to get back to squatting good and loving it. It's not that I don't enjoy doing it, it's just that it's not fun to suck at something. So I'm going to stop sucking at it, I'm going to be good. And I actually think my form was pretty good. I just felt like I was shoving my hips under my torso, which is what you should do with a good squat, not just push off the ground with your quads and then back extension it up. You quad push off, out of the bottom, shoot the hips through shoot your hips under your torso. It's a good squat. But I got the 5x5, didn't feel good. My hips, I don't know, hips felt a little wonky today. So it is what it is. You got days like that. But I think it's important when you have days like this, and this is why I don't do a, cut and dry program where you just, do some periodization with deloads and all this and that. Sometimes you just got to auto-regulate. Like today I didn't feel good, so I wasn't going to, I originally was planning on taking a max box squat, but I knew that wasn't going to go well. I also didn't have anybody there to spot me. I didn't, I was training alone at night. So I was like, auto-regulation's good. Auto-regulation has its place in training. I think my sets got a little bit better as they went. I think there were some better reps. Like I wasn't very consistent. Since my injury, the first thing I did, I got injured really bad, and 2 months to the date, 2 months after my injury, I hit a deadlift PR. I deadlifted, which is gnarly because, oh my God, I got to put a video of what my leg looked like in here at some point. Maybe I'll throw it in at the end, just a little clip, because it was ugly. But 2 months to the date after I demolished my leg, I deadlifted 518. I think it was in kilo plates. I think it was 235 kilo, so roughly 518. And that's just because deadlifts are pure grit. Changed my mind. Deadlifts is just about how gritty you are. But after that, really, most of my hip development since my injury, because my hips got super weak and I basically had to rebuild them from the ground up, was me rehabbing myself because I refused to see a doctor. But it was mostly swinging in baseball, which is very, unilateral. So my hips are kind of developed unevenly right now. So I felt it in my hips that like one AB doctor is working harder than the other, and one AD doctor is working harder than the other. Yeah. But then, deadlifts, usually, man, I just work up and hit something heavy, work on my nervous system, work on my grit. But I was like, okay, today I'm not feeling good. I'm just going to go ahead and do some technique work and try to feel out different stances. I tried some different grips, working on my stance width, toe position a little bit, just trying to feel things out. And so I didn't go too heavy. I ended up just putting 3 plates on the bar and pulling it a bunch of times. Just pull it, look at the video, pull it, look at the video, pull it, look at the video. Just see how it went. So I started off doing mixed grip. And I do mixed grip. I used to only hook. I just hook gripped all the time. But then my wrist started hurting. My wrist started hurting a little bit. I don't think hook gripping all the time is a good idea. So I started, and I felt like I was losing finger and wrist strength. So I mixed grip, not because that's how I'm strongest, but just so I can develop that finger and wrist strength a little bit, without having to do accessories for it. I feel like you shouldn't have grip issues. Just don't use straps. Just hold the bar, and you won't have grip issues. And also don't hook grip. But today I ended up doing a little bit of hook grip work because I feel like with hook grip, my back position or something about my back is just not right sometimes. So I don't know. But today it looked pretty good. And you can actually see my hip shift a little bit. This is a pretty good example of how my hips are kind of unilaterally developed. I was kind of leaning more onto my left leg than my left quad than my right quad, which is apparent in the video. So I got to do some unilateral accessories to balance that out, which I guess is a reason to do technique work and not just yank heavy deadlifts all the time, even though yanking heavy deadlifts is way more fun than pulling 315. But, deadlifts didn't look too bad. I was just tired, I was thinking about skipping, but I was like, I'm tired. I don't have a lot of energy. Don't feel great. But that doesn't mean I can't do something productive. Days on earth are limited. Use them wisely. So I still wanted to get better. And so I tried my best to get better today. I think I did. I think I learned some things. You'll see here, I pulled a conventional here. My conventional for the first time in my life feels better than sumo. I bet I could pull heavier conventional than sumo right now. So I got to try that because I'm not a sumo puller. I'm a heavy deadlifter. Whichever way I can deadlift the heaviest, that's how I'm going to deadlift. In this one, it's hard to tell, but my feet were at the plates. You could tell that that did not feel good on my hips. But I want to work on that. Plate to plate sumo. Because if you can be powerful with your feet plate to plate, that range of motion is 0. And your torso is super upright. It's like a leg press if you can do it right. A lot of people complain, sumo's cheating, no range of motion. Get into that stance and be powerful. It is not easy. So I'm gonna work on doing that. I think that would benefit me. It'll benefit my hips, benefit my leg drive. Then I finished up with a couple sets of reverse hyper, as always. And that concludes episode 6 of the Accumulation of Mass and Power. Episode 7 coming soon. Buddy Mike actually returns. He's an animal. Got a lot bigger since I last saw him. So me and him are going to be smashing some PRs this winter. Peace.